Welcome back. In the last video, we learned a new vocabulary, exterior angle, where you just extend a side of a polygon and create an angle outside the polygon, so exterior angle. And then another new word, remote interior angle. The angles that are non-adjacent to that exterior angle are called remote because they're far away from it, like a remote control to use it for a TV. And then we looked at what happens when you fill in your exterior angle on a triangle with the two remote interior angles. And we saw that together, they perfectly fit inside the exterior angle on both the sample triangles we tried. So we said, for the exterior angle theorem, the sum of the remote interior angles is equal to the exterior angle. Okay, so let's look at some examples. Okay, all right, so here, I'm trying to find this exterior angle. I'm going to zoom in because these numbers are real small. All right, so that means I need to look at the two that are not adjacent to that angle. So I would tear off the 70 and I would tear off the 50, and I know that they would fit exactly together in that angle. Okay, so my 50 plus my 70 would fit exactly in that question mark. So 50 plus 70 is 120 degrees. Okay, let's look at the next example. When I look at the next one, again, I'm looking for this exterior angle. So this one is the one adjacent, so the two I would tear off would be the 25 and the 80 that would fit exactly in this angle. So my 25 plus my 80 together would make that outside angle. 25 plus 80 is 105. So 105 is the value for my question mark. Oops, y'all couldn't see that. There you go. Take a minute. All right, let's look at the next one. When I look at this one, I can see, so here's my exterior angle, which means this is my adjacent angle, so I'm not looking at that one. I'm looking at this question mark, and I'm looking at the 50. And I know if I add the question mark plus the 50, it's going to equal this exterior angle 120. So this one, I can't just add together, right? Oops, y'all can't see that. I can't just add together. My question mark plus my 50 together equal this exterior angle 120. So I'm going to have to use my subtraction property of equality to find the value for the question mark. My question mark is going to be 120 minus 50 is 70. And it's an angle, so degrees. Okay. Let's do one more like this. All right. When I look at this one, I'm going to do something very similar, right? Because here is my outside or my exterior angle. That means this is the adjacent angle, not the one I'm looking at. I'm looking at the two remote angles that I would tear off to fit out here. So I would tear off the question mark, plus I would tear off the 50, and those would fit right out here at the 115. So again, I'm going to have to do my subtraction property of equality and subtract 50 on both sides so that I get a question mark equals 115 minus 50, which is 65. And it's an angle, so we're going to say 65 degrees. Okay, let's see how we can apply this to some algebra. So when I look at this one, it wants me to find the measure of angle S. So I'm not done until I can tell you how big angle S is. Okay, I know it looks acute, but that doesn't really mean it is, but we're going to find out. Okay. All right, so here is my exterior angle. That means this adjacent one is not going to get torn off. The two I'm going to tear off are this 3x plus 4 and this 8x plus 4. I'm going to add them together. And together they're going to fit perfectly out here in this 140. All right, so that's using my exterior angle theorem. If I was doing a proof, I would be able to, after putting all these givens down, I would use my exterior angles theorem to come up with this equation. Then I would combine like terms, so 8x plus 3x is 11x, plus 4 equals 140. Subtract 8 on both sides, subtraction property of equality, and 11x equals 140 minus 8. Division property of equality, 1x equals 132 divided by 11, which is 12. But remember what we're trying to find? We're trying to find the measure of angle S. So I am going to plug in a 12 right here and do 3 times 12 plus 4. 3 times 12 is 36. Plus 4 is 40. So the measure of angle S equals 40 degrees. Now, before I put a box around it, I'm going to check this to make sure I didn't make any mistakes down here in my math, because I'm really good at making mistakes. Okay? So I'm also going to plug it in this one. I'm going to do 8 times 12 plus 4. 8 times 12 is 96 plus 4 is 96 plus 4 is 100, and together 40 and 100 make my exterior angle of 140, so I can feel confident that angle S is 40 degrees. Okay, let me zoom out so we can see all the work for that problem real quick. Okay. All right, let's look at the next one. It says to find the measure of angle FAB. So I need to see where angle FAB is. FAB. So this is the exterior angle. So I'm trying to find the value of the exterior angle. Okay. I know if this is my exterior angle, this is the adjacent one next to it. So I'm going to tear off B and C. So when I tear off B, that's my 3x plus 2 and my 55. And when I tear those off, they're going to fit exactly into 13x minus 3. Okay, so writing that equation is using the exterior angles theorem. So now we want to solve. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to combine these like terms and get 3x plus 57 equals 13x minus 3. I'm going to move all my x's to the same side, and I'm going to go ahead and move them to the right so I can keep my x's positive. If I was doing a proof, I might want to move them to the left so I'd have my x on the left side so I won't have to use the symmetric property later. But I'm not, so I don't have to worry about that. 0 plus 57 equals 13x minus 3 is 10x minus 3. Now I'm going to use my addition property of equality to get the 10x by itself. Plus 3 plus 3. 57 plus 3 is 60. 10x plus 3 or plus 0 is just 10x. Division property of equality. And 6 equals x. So again, if I was doing a proof at this point, I might have to use my symmetric property to flip that around if I was trying to prove that x equals 6. But that is not what I'm even trying to solve for, right? I'm trying to figure out how big is this exterior angle. So I need to plug my x in there. So since I know now that x is 6, I can do 13 times 6 minus 3. 13 times 6 is 78. And 78 minus 3 is 75. So the measure of angle FAB is 75 degrees. Now, before I put a box around it, just to make sure I didn't make any mistakes down here, I'm going to plug it in over here and make sure it works. So I'm going to also put my 6 in here and do 3 times 6 plus 2. So 3 times 6 is 18, plus 2 is 20, and then my 20 and my 55 together should make 75, and they do. 20 plus 55 is 75. So I can feel confident that that exterior angle is really 75 degrees. Okay? All right, hopefully that answers any questions you still may have had about exterior angle theorem. If you have any questions, please make sure you ask during sync time or attend tutoring. Thank you so much for watching. Good luck on your assessment.